Welcome to construction. We're going to start with familiarization with the tools that are used in construction. Okay, so this is the second session. The first session, I don't know if you had joined. Yeah, there was a network issue. Okay, so these are the common tools that are used in construction. Okay, let me just say this: a meter rule. Okay, not a meter rule, just a ruler as we call it. Okay, this is 20 centimeters. You can have a 8 centimeters, you can have a 15 centimeters. We also have this, okay, a protractor. Okay, so this one has got angles. It is used to construct angles or measure angles. Okay, so as you can see, it has numbers 0, 10, 20, 30, just like that, up to 180. Though others have two numbers. Oh, I mean, this one has two numbers, but others may have a single line of numbers. What I mean is, if you can see, there are numbers, there are numbers here, and numbers on the bottom. Okay, so others, they just have one type, not two. Okay, but most in Zambia have one. The other one is this, called the compass. Okay, so yours may be different. You may have a cheap one, as we're rich people, so we have this expensive one. So this is where it's like a stand. So when you want to draw an arc, you stand like this, then you draw an arc. So an arc is something like this. Okay, can you see that? Yeah, you can. Or something like this. That's an arc. So this one is used to draw an arc. It is also used to no, it is just used to draw an arc. Okay, so we have this, we have the one for angles and the one for lines. Okay, we also have other instruments like these ones, but not that important. Okay, yeah, so these are the common tools used in construction. So when you are going to write an exam on construction, make sure that your hands don't are clean. Okay, because your work is expected to be very neat, very clean. Okay, so make sure that your hands are clean. For women, as you do your hair, your faces, make sure that you don't have oils or any kind of oil, because that may make your work to be not neat. Okay, so make sure that your hands are neat and everything, so that as you do your job, you do it perfectly. You also need an eraser or a rubber. Okay, so that when you make a mistake, you can erase that mistake. So uh, that's introduction to construction. Okay, maybe before we can say class over, maybe just a brief insight into how to use these instruments. A ruler, I know you already know how to use. It is just for measurement. You want to measure a 10 centimeter, or you want to draw a 10 centimeter line, you just have to put your rule like this. You start from 0, then you draw a line which is 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters, it's here, then you are done. So the meter rule, not an issue. So let me draw a 10 centimeter line. So I'll start from 0. Up to here. Okay, so let us call this line as AB. Okay, so now we let's learn how to use this. Okay, so let's say this one is used for drawing angles and measuring angles. So let's say we want to measure or to draw an angle called ABC, which is 70 degrees. Okay, so if you can see here, we have two 70s. Okay, we have this 70, this one, and also we have this one. Okay, so which one are we going to use? It all depends on where we are starting from. If we're starting from here, this is our 70. If we're starting from here, the small one is our 70. Okay, why? Because if you look here, there is 0. Okay, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Okay, so we start counting from 0 so up to 70. So that's why we have to use this one, the big 70. But for the small 70, the 0 is here. Okay, so 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So in case we want to do a measurement that starts from this 0, we have to use a small 70. Otherwise, I always advise that stick to one standard. Okay, if you want to be using the one on top, just do this. Okay, if you want to make a measurement that is this side, for example, you want to do an angle of 70 here, like the angle should start from here, like 70, right? So you stand here. Okay, making sure that the center here is where A is. A is this point. So this A, the point A should be here. Okay, so you put the center there, and also this line should be on top of this line, like so. Okay, not like this. Okay, or like this. No, it should be exactly on top, like that. Okay, so now here is the 0, right? So the 0 is where the line is. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 70, it's here. Okay, if you want to do the same for 70 here, if you want to use the small number, you do the same. Okay, but this time this line is on the small 0, right? So we use the small numbers 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. But if you want, you can just turn it and you put your B there and your line on top of this line. So your 70, your 0 is the big 0, so your 70 is here. Okay, so that's how to use this basically. Then this one, yours may have a pencil attached here, right? You may need to put a pencil here, well sharpened and all. Okay, so in case you want to draw an arc of let's say 5 centimeters, you have to get a meter rule and transfer the length from the meter rule. So you have to get 5 centimeters from the meter rule, then you put it on paper. So this one is used to transfer the length. Okay, so you have to stand on 0. So this leg is standing on 0. Okay, so I advise that before, as you prepare for exam, you use the same rule, so that when you use the same rule, this is going to make, it's going to bore a hole here, so it will be easy for you to make it stand, because as you are using it, it will be making it will be creating a how do I say, some sort of a hole, so that whenever you want to do a construction, it can easily stand. Okay, otherwise, if you don't you get a new rule that you have not used, sometimes it can be, there will be no friction, so when you want to stand, it won't be that stable. Okay, so I always advise to use the same rule, the same ruler that you use in practice in the exam. So you want to transfer 5 centimeters, you just stand on 5 centimeters, like so. Okay, so my pencil is on 5, so this is 5 centimeters. Then let's say the center of the arc, arcs have centers. Arcs are like this with a center. Okay, so if the arc has to be from B, you have to stand on B and draw the arc. Okay, you are done. So in case yours is a bit wibble, like shake, you can some have screws which you need to tie. So you get a knife, you tie it, then it will be a bit stiff, and you can do that. You can be doing measurements that are correct. Okay, or you can be doing arcs that are precise. Okay, so I think that's everything for introduction to the tools. So next we're going to look at types of lines, or yeah, types of lines. Then no, we'll start with types of triangles. Then I will look at types of quadrilaterals. Then we'll look at types of lines.